G'day, I'm Blxz and welcome back to Geneforge 5, the final battle. Now I've had a bit of a chance to think about what I'm doing here, and I suspect that I probably rushed through Astoria's conversation just a little bit quickly and went down exploring. So I'm going to have another chat to her, because this shaper down here told me to go talk to her as well, so maybe there's a trigger I need to look for. Something I need to ask about. Find my orders. Wait, what are my orders? What do I need to do? She opens one of the pouches on her belt, removes a glowing orb and hands it to you. It's about 3 inches in diameter. It's also burning hot to the touch. You quickly put it in your pack. I've forgotten her voice already. Your first mission is simple enough. Take the orb to the eastern doorways, throw it through the first series of doors, then run. What'll the orb do? Explode. Hopefully it'll cut off Goldgreen's escape route. We're not going to charge him, let his defences tear us apart and start wearing him down, only to let him run away when we start making progress. How can I get to the gates? Run. I suggest staying close to the walls of the dome. That'll hopefully make it take longer for him to notice you. Okay, so let's do that loop all over again. So I suspect it's where I fought Greta. Oh well, that's could have taken a hell of a lot less time to do it all, but we're going to go through a second time. Do I just... probably where you're meant to throw the glowing orb. Throw it. You fling the orb at the east wall. Hits a stone, cracks and falls to the floor. Clouds of smoke and flashes of blinding light start to emerge from the orb. The air grows very hot. Something big is about to happen. Let's get out of here. And see if these things will disable the... No, apparently not. The remarkable power stored within the crystal orb suddenly breaks loose all at once. The fireball doesn't affect the enormous eastern doors. It does, however, shake a ton of rubble loose from the ceiling. It won't take long for the Dracons to clear the debris away. For several hours, however, nothing is going to be escaping the dome this way. Okay. Let's go in and attack him. Rakkus, Istar, and Goldring. Perhaps I'm just meant to use them directly to disable them, which is annoying because I don't think I have any living tools left after using them up there. Unfortunate. Oh well, I think I'm actually going to have to spend my time changing back into my stuff as well. So who are we going to focus on first? They're strong. They're all about the same strength. We're going to target you first. Hopefully these things aren't going to kill me. And I think we can just power our way in and take him down. Shouldn't be... Well, shouldn't be overly difficult, but you never know. Here's the final boss. You're not much help to me, unfortunately. Maybe my... Ooh, bit of damage over time. Yep, this is going to be a problem. Big problem. Okay, if I can take one of them down, that'll be a good start. Fortunately, I am still equipped with all the wrong stuff. I think that's everything I need. Maybe I can haste everybody. And probably that is the best thing to go for, although it'd be great to heal you directly. Doesn't matter. Are they coming down to help me or what? Are these guys going to attack or not? I wish they would. Might as well just attack, see what we can do here. Haste is good. We're going to need quite a few... It's not going to get it this round, unfortunately. Haste did not really pay off as I'd hoped. That was a pathetic round of haste, actually. Well, one haste after all that, and you were going to die. See you later, Alhoon. Probably should have healed first. What's Alhoon down? Okay, first step, what are we going to do here? Shield group. Second up, what I'm going to do is probably heal the group. Next up, what can I do? Resistant spores, although that will probably take off my... Let's try chaotic spores. Yep, I think it did something good. And last up we're going to probably rack you so we can finish you off this round. Thank you, Vlish. That's not going to be hugely helpful. That's Gonski. I hope these wing bolts get in on the action. I'm going to need them to stop pissing around and actually help. Okay, you... We're going to get you with... Yes, okay, that's down. One down. And next up, I think, will be to take out Rakkus. We've got a bit more haste this round. And you, my friend, are going to take... Oh no, I didn't want you to move! Bugger. Not good, not good. Okay. Well, I wish these wing bolts would come in and actually attack. Maybe I've got to get closer because they seem to be standing behind me. What I'll do now is, I think I'll drop a mass restore on everybody. And can probably afford to rack you as well. Okay, good, they're attacking finally. That was a weird move, but okay. Attack. Beautiful. Okay, if we can finish you off. Again, haste would be great. We didn't get any. None at all. And probably... Yep, didn't get one round of haste that entire thing. It's unfortunate. Alrighty, what are we going to do from here? So we've got 1, 2, 3 creations. Gold rings different colour. What am I going to do? I think... shielding pod. I don't know, let's try downing one of those and see what happens. So explorers we don't need. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, there we go, that's good, I think. What am I going to do? I'm going to probably... Thorns won't work, Battle Roar, no use. Some shackles, mass madness, strong days. May as well try strong days. What an absolute waste. Okay. Yes, they're attacking at least. Or one of them is. Are you going to attack? Yep, you're attacking as well. Attacking gold ring, good. Prefer some of the others, but that's fine. Good damage, good damage. Okay, with this one we should be able to knock you out this round with a haste, which we haven't got, so we're probably not going to get you this round. Unfortunate. Doesn't matter, we knocked off 2 monsters at least, and we'll get you the round after. And I'm glad that you're actually absorbing a lot of this damage from Goldring, because you can tank it a bit better than the others. Okay, first one is going to be Essence Pod. Probably Major Healing. Rod of Sucker. And probably drop another Mass Restore. Didn't seem to remove the damage over time. Doesn't matter. I can get that next time if I have to. These guys are doing good damage. I wish they'd focus on some of the other creations, but that's fine. That's very good. Okay, now we can finish off Rakus. Yugonski Rakus. Any minute now. Okay, that's Rakus down. That's good. We're still not getting much haste. Okay, down. Good. Goldring. Goldring has taken a number of heavy wounds. His scaly flanks are scarred and the floor grows slick with blood. However, this creature, shaped and shaped again, does not seem to be slowing down. The powerful magic within him seems to be sustaining him. There is enormous power stored within his body. He decides to begin to release it. Little creatures, you think you would challenge a Drakon. You have no home. The time of humans is over. The time of serviles will never begin. This will be the age of Drakons. He holds his claws wide. The pylons surrounding him begin to hum. Not good, not good. I have only one tool left. I doubt that's enough to deactivate a pylon. So, we can cure that. We can heal everybody. And then we can rack him. Rack and stack, boys. Goldring's weakened. Good. Don't think it made a huge difference, but maybe cumulatively over time will help. Okay, good. You're going to need healing as well. One of the pylons surrounding Goldring begins to glow brightly. Energy gathers on the crystals and metal prongs that emerge from the device, and then they discharge into the air. Ooh. Big damage. Either way, I reckon we can knock Goldring out if we just focus. A couple more rounds. Haste is appreciated, didn't get it this time. And you're not going to do anything to Goldring, so you may as well knock him out. Make my day a bit easier. Ooh, he's running a bit. I'm going to need to... Let me think about this. Probably better off just healing you directly. There we go, Dragon, you're back up. So we haven't lost anyone so far except for Alhoon. We still have Mitsu, we still have Dragon, we still have Sarah. And... who am I forgetting? Someone. Ooh. Looks like magical creations resist it. Looks like Dragon is not handling it very well though. It's not very good. I think we've got him. Oh, no, that's good resistance. Why is that so high? So close. One more round after this and we've got him. It may even be these wing bolts to finish him off. You are not going to get him. So to that end, Dragon, you're probably going to go down, I think. I'm not sure if you can survive. I'll try and keep you alive. Okay, this is it. Maybe not. Yeah, he's going down. He won't survive. It's a shame. I would like to finish him off myself. Ah, yes, I can. Okay, this is it. Final hit. Goodbye, Goldring. Yes, feels good. At last, Goldring has taken too many blows. His body is grievously damaged, and not even his considerable stores of power and essence can repair him quickly enough. He falls to his knees. The force of the blow makes the ground vibrate under your feet. He holds his arms wide and bellows, "Enough!" You stop and see what he's going to do. He says, "I am defeated. I cannot fight it any more. But you will not slay me. None have that right." He closes his eyes, and then he does something. His whole body shudders. His ribcage suddenly bulges out horribly. Then it sinks back. Whatever just happened in Goldring's chest, it was the end. He slumps to the ground, dead. And in a moment, the leader of the Dracon portion of the rebellion is gone. Goldring is gone. Your mission is a success. You have won, and much else must follow. Wow, that was incredible. Exhilarating. You walk out of the front gate of Geneforge, dazed by all that has just happened. In one lightning stroke, the Dracon leaders of the rebellion have been destroyed. Just as the Shapers suffered greatly for their arrogance in the early days of the rebellion, the Dracons have suffered now. Had Goldring hid far from the front, that mighty creature would still be alive now. But hiding was not in his nature. In the fortress behind you, you hear a deafening series of explosions. The shaping equipment and experiments, left untended, are running out of control. The Shapers would never have set up their workshops so carelessly. You reach the entry courtyard and find there's a swarm of activity. Soldiers and creations securing the outbuildings and moving to encircle the fortress, hoping to catch as many fleeing rebels as possible. As the explosions intensify, you quicken your pace. Shapers are moving into Geneforge in order to contain the damage from the crumbling laboratories and destroy any experimental creations. But you walk past them unchallenged. Your orders are clear. You need to report back to your master and decide where to proceed from there. Oh wow. Jeez. You begin your journey south to the Darrow Reaches. You travel as quickly as you can, expecting a troublesome and chaotic journey through the storm plains. You don't know the half of it. Word of your victory over the Dracons gets to Sage Tagan ahead of you. He realises, correctly, that others on the council will try delaying tactics to prevent him from releasing the Purity Agent. So he releases it on his own. Oh wow, look, they're all dead. That's a real photo, I think. Yeah, it's actually a real photo in the background. And they've just overlaid images on it. That's kind of cool. He infects Fioras and sends them running out in all directions, climbing through mountains and crossing rivers. The disease is well made. Once infected, our creation can survive it for a week. Plenty of time to transmit it. It spreads out from the desert in a wave. Very few people know of it. None are prepared for it. You pass through the border on the devastated lands on your way back south. Surprisingly, the disease affects you. It's not fatal. You are simply disabled for several days with symptoms not unlike influenza. Hardly any humans die from it at all. Creations, however, are affected as promised. As you travel south, you find the air is rendered almost unbreathable by the smoke from piles of burning bodies. The humans are in a panic. The serviles stumble and fall, shaking and vomiting, unable to comprehend what is happening. Whole flocks of orcs disappear in days. Finally, you complete your hellish journey. You get to Kr's Spire, where Sage Tagan retreated with his wife to await news of the agent. But, when you meet Tagan, you see what little sanity remains to him has fled. He doesn't speak with you, he doesn't talk to you, he simply wanders the halls of his laboratory, quietly muttering. You soon find out why. Most humans were affected by the disease. A handful of them died. His consort was one of them. Poor bloke. In the end, you leave the madman in his lair and return to the Shaper Council to report your news. When you get there, after 2 eternal weeks travelling through the charnel house that is Terrestria, you find that Sage Tagan is no longer in the council. A Shaper from the Nodji coast has replaced him, punishment for releasing the agent early. You also learn that disease has indeed done what Sage Tagan promised. The forces of the rebellion have crumbled. The humans live, the Dracons and Unbound are deathly ill. Everyone else is dying. And thus the Shapers won the war. General Alwyn was quick to take charge, and none on the council opposed him. The disease soon died out as promised, and the few rogues who were able to hide from it were easily dispatched. General Alwyn's forces showed no mercy to the survivors, or to the Trachovites. He too was somewhat maddened by the devastation wreaked by the agent. All those who questioned the Shapers, Natalia, General Greta, all of them were put to the sword. Greta's dead, but that's cool. In the end, no armistice was signed, no peace was declared, the rebellion simply disappeared, and the Shapers stunned and demoralised, questioning themselves every step of the way, began to rebuild. Oh wow. In years past, Alwyn's life was a painful struggle, a battle of his will versus the grievous nature of his wounds. In the end, he no longer had the strength to continue the struggle. He took the responsibility of the Shapers for their creations very seriously, and he was devastated by the deaths of the creations. Once the human rebels were defeated, rather than face the dishonour the Shapers had brought upon themselves, Alwyn finally allowed himself to expire. Shaper Rawal, who worked so hard to gather power and influence in the hope of mastering a divided council, found in the end that his influence remained. He still had great power over some who could further his ends. In the chaotic times that followed, he retained his focus, protected by his limitless lust for power. In the end, years later, he came to lead the council, presiding over hosts of newer, even less intelligent creations. And as fast as the other council members found themselves marginalised, Sage Tegan easily beat them to the rush to obscurity. The remainder of his brief life was lost in grief and anger. He spent his final days so consumed in hate for himself that he never comprehended how much more he was loathed by others. As for Councillor Astoria, the Shapers never forgave her for the peace she helped to bring about, even as they suspected things would be far better if she had prevailed. Whispers and stares followed her wherever she went. Her sect never trusted her, and she occasionally had to defend herself from an attempt on her life. And yet, she never apologised for her actions. Her belief in the rightness of her path never wavered. And as for you, you were not justly rewarded for your courage. You were doomed to be forever in between, not a rebel, not a Shaper, and your aide Tegan further doomed you to be an outsider. And yet you chose a path. You travelled to the end of it, and peace was a result. You spend most of your days in seclusion, but you are not unhappy. You did much to lead the Shapers to victory. Few others can say the same. Only one thing disturbed your contentment. Despite your efforts, you never found out who you were before the war. You changed too much, and too much information was lost. But you suspect, if you knew what you had done, it might not make you any happier. And as the years passed, the peace held. Every year the state of Terrestria became even more and more normal. The old, who remembered the days of bitterness and recrimination, made way for the young, who did not. The Trachovites never disappeared from Terrestria, and, as time passed, their point of view gained more adherents. Some regions of Terrestria even became shaping free, although their dreams of no shaping remained far into the future. The Shapers rebuilt. Hungry people got new orcs. The roads were patrolled by new alphas. No new drakes, dracons or gazers were ever made. New living tools and batons were made. Little by little, the world was restored. With the restoration of Shaper law, the ultimate symbol of its corruption could at last be destroyed. All the Geneforges were deemed too dangerous to exist. Any creature, human, servile or dracon, gaining so much power so quickly without obtaining any wisdom to temper it, was no longer tolerable. You were present when the final Geneforge was drained forever. The experience was far more painful than you expected. You never understood why. And that is the tale of how the Shapers faced the greatest threat to their existence, and the grim way in which they prevailed. A journey from a small, forgotten island to the farthest extent of known lands. The characters in this history are all gone now, but the results of their struggles, of the risks they took, the fears they overcame, and the decisions they tried to make wisely, the product of their labour continues to this day, for us to understand, to endure, and if needed, to change. Wow. It's done. It's finally done. This is incredible. I started my YouTubing life with this game, and now, what are we, 8 months, nearly a year later, finally finished. What an incredible journey. You know, the minor frustrations here and there. This was a spectacular game. Absolutely incredible. I'm blown away by how good this game is. Loved it so much. It is definitely one of my favourites. It contends with number 2. Geneforge 2 has been my favourite, but this one has definitely contended with it. I'm glad I got here finally. I bought this game years ago and I held off playing it until I got through all the others, except 4, which I never really completed. I got a bit bored with that one. So I got through them all, and here we are, finally finished it. Now, as for the ending, I think that was a pretty good ending. I'm actually quite satisfied with that. And it's the ending I was hoping for. It's the whole start anew, purge it all, get rid of it. You know, often you can spend so much time trying to fix this and that things get in the way, problems build up, letting it all crash and burn. As horrible and as terrible as that is, having it all crash and burn, having a clean slate to then rebuild and avoid the mistakes of the past, I think is, well, it's incredible. It's an absolute godsend. I'm glad the game has that option. Far too often, a lot of games take a very simple, easy, shallow kind of path. This one has some real gritty sort of details and horrible things in it. But anyway, I'm not going to talk on too long. This has been a wonderful game. I'll let the game pretty much speak for itself. And I may continue, I'm going to take a bit of a break here, but I may continue at some point in the future replaying the other endings. And Alhoon, who sadly, Gaza Alhoon, sadly died before Goldring fell. He died in the final battle. Fell for the cause of righteousness. The actual forumite Alhoon has created a minor mod for this game, so I think I will replay some of the other alternate endings with Alhoon's mod as well. I may have a bit of a playthrough with that. I have an earlier save before I made a choice about which direction I was going. So I may continue from there, may show some highlights of the different endings and the differences that are included in that mod. So hopefully, I don't know how long it takes me to recover a bit, but I will dive into that and see how it goes. So take care. I've been Blxz. This has been Geneforge 5, and see you around.